Good morning, Poet fans. Welcome to WCPoets.com, coming to you from the Whittier College Sports Network. I'm Lance Franey, Associate Athletic Director for Communications. And today's Poet Primetime segment is with softball senior Jannelle Ha. Jannelle, thanks for hopping on with me today.
Thanks for having me.
So you have a break in your classes right now to be able to sit down with me here today. But the first question for you is, how has quarantine been with you and your family, and how has remote instruction been for you?
It's been good. My family is safe and healthy at home. I'm actually not home. I decided pre-COVID that I was going to move out into a house for school, so I'll only be here for the year. But I'm with like a couple teammates.
Okay.
But I'm still close to home, so I see my family still, and everything's good. I mean, it's getting used to, but it's getting better.
Of course. And how have the classes been for you? Remote instruction, okay?
It's been tough, I would say, in the beginning, getting used to like the whole online thing and like trying to figure out like a routine. Cause like, going into class, it's a little different. You have like your set thing, you're going to go here, you have time to like go to the library and stuff. But I mean, after like the couple months that we've had it, it's getting a little easier. It's getting a lot more like routine. So,
Of course. Now, during this time being remote, have you been able to practice and continue training, doing some stuff on your own?
yeah. So, I mean, it's, and honestly, like it's hard to keep that motivation. I feel like a lot of other people probably have had this like same feeling too, where it's like you're just kind of stuck at home and things are like a lot different. So I'm going to be honest and say that I lack a lot of that motivation right now to be active. But I mean, I still love to like exercise and work out. So like recently I'm trying to like get myself back into it and get a little bit more active. But as like a team, we still have like Tuesdays and Thursdays we work out together on Zoom. So that's something that's kind of keeping us a little bit more in check, I guess, and then a little bit more together as a team, even if we're not in person.
Of course. Now, this whole situation like you talked about, it's a mental game. That's what it's all about. Preparing for a new normal, what it's going to be like, also having anxiety. And a lot of our athletes are facing that. Some are successful with remote instruction, but for you, not being able to, not having that desire to actually train right now, it's definitely understandable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, with this, so there is a possibility that your season might be able to happen in the springtime. Okay. So, how do you kind of stay positive to that maybe slight opening to that, especially with the new normal and the uncertainty? It's also your senior year. So, that little glimmer of hope that we're hanging on to, there is that possibility. So, how do you kind of keep yourself motivated a little bit for that?
I mean, personally, again, I would say like the honest answer for me is kind of accepting what's happening. And like, not that I'm going to say that I have like no hope that we're going back, but like for my own like mental health, I feel like dwelling on the fact that like it can happen, and then like having to deal with the like the heartbreak, I guess you can put it, of like not having a season, I feel like is going to be worse than kind of finding the acceptance of like what's going on is going on, and like we can only do so much with like what's happening. So I think that has to do with me being a senior. I think if I was in like a younger year or something where I have like multiple years ahead of me, I would have a little bit more like of that hope, I guess. I still have hope. Of course, I still have hope, and I would love to have my season.
You also have that opportunity to be able to come back. Like you'll get that year back. Now, have there been conversations with your family of maybe coming back to play that year?
Not with my family. My family, honestly, they're gonna just like be happy with whatever I choose. And for me at this point, I feel like I could come back and I could finish those last. I think I get 2 years, I believe, but
correct.
It's with that whole acceptance thing. The only thing that I've considered myself is to play in grad school, just because I feel as though I've made it this far through my 4 years of Whittier, at least. And I think that finishing would be my best option right now in terms of education. And since I'm already having plans of going to grad school, I think that if I do have that opportunity to play in grad school and to use that year, then if I can, then I will take it. But at the moment, have like not decided to redo that year yet. I could change my mind.
Now, how often are you speaking with your teammates? Like you said, you're living with a couple of them right now, but are you guys talking together? Are you on a group chat? Are you guys kind of being supportive with each other, helping each other out?
We do. We have a big group chat, but I mean, we have those Tuesday, Thursday workouts. We've done, we had like a Halloween thing that we did like a little like party. It was just a couple of games that we played together.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we stay as connected as we possibly can. But again, it's like, it's kind of hard because I live with two of the other seniors, and then another senior is really close by. So we're pretty close together just because we like know that we're close. But a lot of the other, our other teammates are pretty far. So it's like kind of hard to, you know, have things that we can like talk about and stuff. But it's, I mean, we try our best as much as we possibly can. Yeah.
Now, your season this past spring was cut short. Before it was, your team was 6-8. You were 3-3 in conference. You had won 3 of your last 4 before the season was shut down, which included taking the series from Chapman University. You know, how disappointed was the team after hearing the news that the rest of the year was being canceled? You know, and how strong would have this team been if you were able to continue playing? Were you guys kind of hitting your stride at that time?
It was definitely sad to hear. Um, when we're finally, I feel like we were starting to get a good like connection and bond with each other, especially with the new freshmen and stuff. I think that we always, at some point of our season, we have this point where like we're struggling for a little bit and then something like clicks in us and then we just like get it together. And I feel like we were actually coming to that point with those games that we were winning like consecutively. I think that that was the time where we started to figure it out. So it definitely was sad to have it kind of cut short when we were finally getting this like rhythm and this like motivation going, you know. And it's just kind of sad to like not know what would have happened with this team, because I think that we had a lot of potential to do as well as we did the previous season. But yeah, it sucks.
Now, you've had a tremendous career. You played in 99 games so far. You were batting, you had a career 335 batting average, 48 RBIs, 48 runs scored, 19 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 home runs. But you not only could you hit and play shortstop, you also could pitch. And we saw that in 2019 during the SCIAC postseason and the national championships during the regionals. You were 3-1, throwing 32 innings with a 2.16 ERA. You know, why weren't you throwing when you arrived at Whittier? And how come it just kind of, when I saw you on the mound at the very end, I was like, what? Jannelle can actually pitch? So that was kind of exciting. So kind of how did that all start?
Well, so I actually was recruited as a pitcher my freshman year. So with the previous coach, Dee Dee, she actually was my pitching coach and she recruited me as a pitcher. So I had the intention of coming in as a pitcher, but throughout high school and like travel ball and all that, I was like kind of like a utility player. I played in like a lot of different positions, but I always said I was a pitcher. And then I believe in my junior year of high school, I actually was like a primary shortstop for a while. So then when I came as a freshman, one of our seniors got hurt and she was our shortstop and there was no other shortstops. So when Coach Senyo came, she actually put me at shortstop and then it kind of just became my position and I started to take ownership of it. So I personally would have liked to pitch a little more if I would say so myself, but I'm not mad at being a shortstop too. So
well, you did really well pitching. So that was what was exciting about it. Because I was wondering, oh, Jannelle's actually going to pitch. Oh, she's actually a really good pitcher. So that was exciting to see. You know, talking about last season, one of the most impressive single season performances in school history back in 2019, earned the number 4 seed in the postseason tournament, coming back to win the tournament and then going to the national championships, beating Claremont Mudd Scripps, eventually falling to Linfield in a couple of tight games. Let's talk about that experience for you, being a part of that team, having to come from the bottom and proving you are the best in the conference.
That honestly was probably going to be like the highlight of my college career and like just college in general. It was such a cool experience, I think, to come from the bottom and like win. Just like winning is such a cool feeling already. And then being the underdog, I feel like it just makes us prove a point that like anybody can do it. And it was like a whole team effort, I think. Like everybody just like found it within themselves to just bring it out at the end, and we obviously did it and we became champions. Yeah, it was a really, really cool experience, and especially to be a part of such a great team. It was really cool.
And it was a different kind of experience for you because you had one game that lasted over 2 days that you had to come back and finish. And then you also were the 4th seed. So you had to beat everyone in order to come back and win. So you had to win more games than anybody else. And you were able to make it happen, which was exciting. And the experience of the crowd. This is a Division III, postseason tournament. And this crowd was unbelievable. So that experience for you, getting it out of Division III level is actually really exciting.
It was definitely really, really cool. And yeah, from those games, those are probably the most interesting games that we probably played. I don't think I've ever played a game where it was played in 2 days. And that probably rarely happens. So it was definitely an experience altogether.
Now let's talk about your experience attending Whittier College. How has it been so far for you? You're in your senior year right now. Let's talk about academics, being involved on campus, and then what's the plan after college?
Whittier has honestly been very, 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 very cool. It's probably like one of the best decisions I think I've made. I've made some amazing friends. I've had some of like the best professors that I've had, teachers and professors that I've had like ever. The K&S department is great. I've learned a lot. I've made some great relationships with the people within K&S. I'm a part of PEK, the Honor Society for Kinesiology. So I've learned so much, and I think it's been such a great experience, and like I've like made so many lifelong like friendships and stuff, and just being a part of this campus is really great.
Now, after college, are you going to want to become a physical therapist, go to PT school?
No, I'm actually looking into athletic training, so AT.
Okay.
But I have to take some classes in between, so I can't go right away, but the plan is AT.
Okay. Great. Now, any words or advice for future poets that are looking to attend Whittier College, kind of on that fence, like, should I go, should I not? And how are you able to balance, all of the academics and your softball at the same time? Because you were successful academically as well. How are you able to make it happen?
I think, honestly, not putting a lot of stress into what's going to happen is something that I would tell a lot of people, because I feel like freshmen or incoming students, they have this idea of college where it's going to be like this, like the most stressful thing ever, and it's going to be so different from high school. And it's a learning experience to be on your own in a sense, and to take classes that are a little more academically challenging, but it's something that you kind of just get used to, and it's something that you have to learn through, and it's just becoming like mature and an adult. It's a part of life. So I would say just to not put so much stress on like what's going to happen, and just kind of like take advice from other people and just kind of live it. And especially with the great professors that we have, especially in the kinesiology department, I really like the kinesiology department. They're super helpful. So,
and they're very supportive, being at Whittier, small class sizes, faculty actually care about the education, and they really care about you being a student athlete and being involved, and they come support you all the time, which is great.
Yeah, that's really great. A lot of my professors they always ask like when we have games, and whenever they can attend, they can. It's a really great community.
That's great. The last part of our interview today, I have some hot seat questions for you. I've got a few things to ask you. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, here we go. First question for you: favorite food?
Pasta. Any kind of pasta.
Yeah. Is it chicken parm day at the cafeteria?
Yeah, it really is. It really makes everybody's day.
That is the hot topic on campus, chicken parm day from the CI. So if you could go on a vacation anywhere, where would it be?
I'm going to have to say Greece, because I was supposed to study abroad this past May, but that didn't happen. So yeah.
Well, maybe that can still happen. Maybe next year, or maybe they'll let you come back and do it.
Yeah, I hope so.
That. Okay, how about your favorite professional athlete?
I don't actually have a favorite.
Okay. Now, do you watch take it this way? Do you watch other professional sporting events on TV?
I do. I think
Okay.
I watch baseball the most. So I mean, if I had to choose one, I would say Cody Bellinger, but
Baseball. Okay. Do you have a favorite movie or genre?
I do. I love Marvel movies. I can't say that I'm a super fan because I haven't seen all of them, but I do like Marvel movies.
Okay.
I would say Doctor Strange is actually my favorite though.
Okay. No, that's a good one. And I think there's what, 22 Marvel movies? I think there's
I don't
22 of
even
them.
know.
Yeah.
I would love to get through all of them, but
Right. That would take you a long time. Okay. Do you have a favorite hobby?
I got into painting over
Hmm.
quarantine. Actually, all my paintings are behind me.
Oh, very
But
cool.
yeah, I would say
Okay.
that's actually one of my favorites.
Have you had an artsy side to you growing up, like when you were younger?
Kind of. I would say that it's kind of like a hidden kind of thing. Like
Oh,
I
hidden talent.
it used to like not be my favorite because I didn't think I had a creative side, and then I kind of brought
Mhm.
it out in college. I feel like so.
Mhm. Yeah. Now, is that pretty soothing for you? You know, if you're stressed or having, anxious about anything, you just go to drawing or painting.
Uh, yes. In quarantine, it was. I do
Okay.
like singing. Actually, that was
What?
probably
Janelle, you've got all these
yeah.
hidden talents that we don't even know about. What is going on here?
Yeah, I was in choir. I was in choir
Uh-huh.
for 6 years, I think.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's great hidden talents right there. That's a great hobby and talent. And the last one for you is if you were stranded on an island and you could bring one thing, what would it be?
My guinea pig cookie.
Your guinea pig cookie. And what's the reason for that?
I just need I like the comfort of a pet.
Comfort of a pet, maybe someone to talk to,
Yeah.
pulling a castaway
Yeah.
with Wilson.
Probably
Uh,
not the most practical thing, but it
yeah.
works.
Hey, no, that's great. Well, Janelle, hey, that's all the time we have today in talking with you here this morning. I really appreciate you hopping on with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Well, make sure you stay safe, say hi to your family for me, and hopefully we'll be able to see you here on campus soon.
I hope so too.